All right. Friday, May 7th. Let's do this quickly because I want to go to bed. But I have to do my nightly summary for you because I know you'll be sad if I don't. I know you'll wonder what I was up to. You won't be able to sleep. I feel it. I feel it in my heart. I feel guilty if I don't do this for you. So, what happened this morning? Oh, right. Okay, so I sort of woke up and it was like, I think it was just after 7, and I'm like, well, that's a good time to wake up. I feel exhausted, but maybe I should get up. And then I remembered, oh, right, there's a Creative Mornings that I want to watch that sort of starts at 8. They're playing music at 8, and then it starts at 8:30. And then, so I was just like, I guess I better stay up. It's funny because until I started doing this story right now, I forgot about that thing this morning. Wow, it seems so long ago because I was wondering, what did I do this morning? So it was very nice. There was a girl who was 14, and she played a cover of a Harry Styles song, Fine Line. It was very beautiful. You could see the other people on Zoom were like crying and stuff, and it made me cry. I was like, God, this girl should be my daughter. Imagine, like, if I had my daughter now and I was teaching her guitar or she was playing. Uh, anyway, can't go down that path. So it was all very nice, and then I was like, now what do I do? Oh, so was it? Did I tell you about that Marco Polo thing yesterday? I feel like that was yesterday. And I guess I messaged back because I hadn't watched Pauline's latest video to me. Anyway, so I told her about a business I'm starting, and because I was like trying to think, I've been trying to think of names for it, and I don't know where that stopped recording, but I was saying that I've been trying to think of names for a business, and then afterwards I try to think of a logo that would fit. So instead, this morning I was lying in bed trying to think the reverse. Okay, let me start with a logo. Let me start with a visual, like something I would want, and let me work backwards and try to fit a word for that, because things are so visual these days, and I would love a little logo like a Nike swoosh or something. And on the internet, everybody's got these tiny little icons everywhere. Like you need to be able to see it. Like just it has to be very, very simple, right? Unless it's like a sports thing that you put on a hat, then you can have like elaborate birds and all that stuff. I like that kind of thing. Um, but anyways, so then I thought of this logo, and then I worked backwards and thought of a name, and I'm like, oh, let me look up if the name's taken on the internet, and it wasn't. I was like, oh my god. So I sent that. Okay, so here's the thing. I think I was telling Pauline my other name that I've been thinking of lately, and she's like, I don't like the name. I'm like, you don't like the name? She's like, nah, I don't like the name. I'm like, ugh. And so maybe that's when I started thinking about, okay, what's another way at it? And then she's like, yeah, that's not bad. And then I looked online to see if I could find some logos that are just already made, like stock images. And I found a really cool one. I'm like, oh, that's exactly what I was imagining in my head. So now everything's changed. This plan that I had for a year, it's like switched up. And it all happened right now. And I bought the domain name, and I have the rough logo that I might pay for to get the high res. It's all very exciting. And then at this point, I'm like, it's like 2 o'clock or something. I got to go for my jog. And then I heard my mom and my dad yelling at each other. And I guess my mom picked up some medication for my aunt. She was telling my dad, "Do you want to run it over now?" Which would mean that he would drive it over. And I said, "I'm about to go for a jog. I'll take it because I like having a mission, a place to run to." And I was like, oh, "Okay." So I went upstairs, had a little yogurt, and then I took her medication over. And I thought, okay, I'm going to do all my little errands. So I took her medication, and then I decided, you know what, I'm going to throw it up on her balcony. So I actually threw it onto the balcony. And then I texted her. I said, hey, special delivery. It's on your balcony, airmail. And she texted back, awesome. Now I can go back to sleep for my nap. And then I ran to the drugstore. I needed to get some medication for myself. So now that's 2 missions done. And I brought my big bag of beer cans. I was like, you know what? I might as well return them while I'm out. I'll have a place to run to. And I found a few cans on the way and a bottle. I went up getting $1.40 total for it. But I felt like, okay, now, yeah, we're getting things done. And then there's a girl I've been talking to online that actually lives right near the beer store. And so I video called her, and we were chatting. She wants to make a video, and then she's like, well, I can come over later. I'm like, I don't know. And then, anyway, so I ran back. I said, I'll call you later when I'm done. And then I came home, and then they were having dinner, and my mom, so the synagogue was going to do, like every week they read off the list of people who've passed away, like their anniversary. So I think it's called a yard site, and it was my grandmother's, my mom's today. So she wanted to watch the service, and she was going to watch it on her phone, but I went down and got my laptop just in case. And we were having a nice dinner. She had a special challah, and it was all a very nice Sabbath dinner. And once it was 6:15, I set up the laptop and then watched the service, and I was sort of in the living room for most of it on my phone. Um, and that was it. I took out the recycling. So I just come downstairs here, and I guess at 7 o'clock, I'm like, okay, time to work. But then I was like, I don't know, should I? Maybe I'm tired. And then it was 8, then it was 8:30, and then there was like one speed dating thing on that little app. And then I'm like, oh, I'm a bit hungry. And then it was 10 o'clock, and I went upstairs for crackers, and then had I think 3 scones that my mom made. And now here I am. So that's the day. Um, oh yeah, now I remember last night's question was like, what website or what business would you start? And I think Drop of Color just said something fashion related, and that was the only answer. So that's all we get for that. Maybe tonight it'll just be a simple question. What are your plans for the weekend? Oh, I should ask something about Bill and Melinda Gates, about them being so rich, but I'll just ask you what you're up to for the weekend. Oh, 3 things I wanted to mention first. Yeah, I was just reading this article by a therapist who was talking about why, Bill and Melinda Gates getting divorced is symptomatic of, people in their 50s and 60s and even 70s and 80s. Well, they have regrets, the 70s, 80s, but 50s and 60s are getting divorced because their people are living longer and they want to have more of a chapter of their life. And men tend to do it because they're like, oh, they want to be loved and they want to maybe meet someone younger and feel desired. Women tend to do it because they just, they want to have their own lives and they travel, they start a business. It's not really about relationships for them. So, yeah, I can see all that happening. Okay, so that's one thing. Number 2 is that at dinner, my mom, what was she talking about? Selling her art or something. And she said, oh yeah, because she had bought this challah at like a new, I don't know, maybe this farmer's market or some kind. She's always buying sort of local things, and she was like, I should get like a square. My dad's like, what's a square? And she's like, it's like those payment things, like you like all the sort of entrepreneurs and art show people and the farmers market people. They've got this square thing that plugs into your iPhone, and then you can charge credit cards and stuff. And she's like, I should get one of those. It's Mother's Day on Sunday, so I'm going to get one for her. Do any of you have a square? Let me know if you like it, because there's like the mag stripe, but then there's the fancy chip reader, and there's the stand, and then there's the iPad version. What should I get? And then lastly, if you're a graphic designer or you know of one who could help me with a logo, sort of, just putting some images with font and just, basic Illustrator stuff, let me know.